Alleged reports confirm that Anthony Joshua is looking for a third shot at Oleksandr Usyk very soon. Matchroom founder Barry Hearn tells Sky Sports that Joshua has an eye on the Ukrainian beast Usyk, who beat him in back-to-back fights between 2021 and 2022. While talking about the insanity Joshua is facing and his obsession with beating Usyk, Barry Hearn said he wants to beat Usyk because the first fight he had with Usyk, frankly, he came out second best. He went away, he regrouped, he learned, he studied, and he still got beat in the second fight. That's why he got so disappointed in the second fight. Barry Hearn would continue by characterizing Joshua as a special type of athlete who is motivated by much more than money, and it's his competitive spirit that drives him to try to reach boxing's mountaintop once again. However, Barry also commented that Anthony Joshua mustn't get distracted from the task at hand, as a loss to Dubois could likely ruin the prospects for him getting the fights he's looking towards. Joshua and Dubois will go head-to-head on September 21st at Wembley Stadium, while Fury and Usyk rematch in December, and should everything go according to Matchroom's plans, there will be another big fight for Joshua to come thereafter. Barry further added that Usyk is a top-class world champion, but he doesn't have the commercial appeal of Tyson Fury. Hearn was of the opinion that there is no other greater fight than Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, assuming that both fighters have beaten their immediate opponents. Hearn further stated, "It's the one the world's waiting for. There isn't a venue big enough to stage the number of people that would like to attend that. It will be colossal." Meanwhile, Barry Hearn further commented that Anthony Joshua is dead set on beating Oleksandr Usyk if he wins his rematch against Tyson Fury. Barry commented, "These people want to win and they want a legacy. I don't think Anthony Joshua will sleep at night until he is unified." When Usyk beat Joshua the second time, he was asked if he felt upset about the result because he trained so hard. Anthony distressingly bursted into tears for his loss.
Anything, I'm upset, really, like deep down in my heart. Oh, man. Oh.
Anthony Joshua agonizingly let Eddie Hearn speak on his behalf during the press conference. Joshua couldn't speak due to the overwhelming emotions. Eddie Hearn said that the fight was incredible in his perspective. He said that a split decision for the pound-for-pound #1 fighter is never a disgrace, and he congratulated both Usyk and Anthony. Eddie said that he is very happy with Joshua because ever since he turned pro, he has fought big fights, exerted pressure, and given the fans what they wanted. Hearn said that sometimes people don't understand the mental toll that pro bouts put on a fighter. Eddie elaborated on Joshua's commitment as a fighter. The hunger of a fighter, you only have to see the changing room of Anthony Joshua after tonight to realize how hungry he is in a sport he's devastated by defeat because he wanted victory more than anything. Meanwhile, boxing trainer Robert Garcia was asked if Anthony Joshua has improved since his loss to Usyk, or are the promoters choosing cherry-pick opponents for him. Garcia claimed that Joshua has gotten better in terms of his skill, and it is all thanks to his management team for keeping him sharp.
What do you make? Is this Anthony Joshua improved under Ben Davison, or are the opponents picked cleverly? What do you make?
You know what? I think Matchroom and his management team, they've done such a great job keeping him busy. That's the main reason. I don't think the opponents were easy. I think it was just Anthony Joshua staying active, staying busy.
There is already plenty of talk about what might happen should Oleksandr Usyk and Anthony Joshua come together in the ring for a third time. Before his fight with Usyk the second time, Joshua made a change in his corner by leaving long-term coach Rob McCracken and linking up with top trainer Robert Garcia. Robert had good remarks for Joshua because he trained him against Usyk. Garcia commented on Joshua's third fight with Usyk. He is the second most talented fighter in the division. So much potential, so big, so strong, but he needed that confidence, and I think that last fight showed him that he belongs up there. Even though he has lost to Usyk, he has got to think that he is the best. The way he fought, I wouldn't be surprised if he beat Usyk in a third fight because he fought good. Furthermore, Anthony Joshua was asked how he saw his performance based on his previous fight with Usyk. Joshua said that he tried a completely different style this time he fought Usyk, and he really went all in.
You went out throwing. Do you feel like you've exercised some demons from 11 months ago?
Is that how long it's been? 11 months? Yeah. It's a long time. Exercise some demons. I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest with you. Have I exercised some demons tonight?
You left it in the ring tonight.
No, it's just I tried a different style. Well, previously in my career, through the sport of boxing,
Anthony agonizingly claimed that his performance wasn't good enough and it needs to improve more. He stated that he made the changes to give Oleksandr a more competitive fight than the last time they fought. He further said that he had to push himself to the limit in his training camp to give a fierce competition to Usyk. When Anthony was asked if he feels proud of himself giving such a performance in the ring against Usyk, Joshua seemed worried. He said that it is really hard to say that he is proud of himself because he feels nothing and he is upset at the loss. When Anthony Joshua started shedding tears of sadness during the press conference, Eddie Hearn took over the questions. Eddie stated that the key to life is happiness, and even if Joshua went through 2 losses in a row, he can still bounce back. Hearn further commented, "I just want him to be happy. He's given his whole life since he started to the sport of boxing, and people don't realize what a bubble it is in the life and world of Anthony Joshua." Hearn said that Anthony never ducks a challenge, and he is more dedicated to this sport than any other fighter that he has promoted. In another interview, Anthony Joshua spoke about his loss to Usyk. He claimed that he belongs on the big stage, and he makes no excuses not to fight the best.
I belong on the big stage. I belong as a champion. I belong amongst the names of this current generation, and you'll see why. You know, if I didn't fight the best, I may not have lost. And I know people have high expectations of me as well. I think sometimes that's why they're shocked. And I have high expectations of myself as well, but that's why I feel like when I lost the first time, as I said, I never made no excuses, but I have my reason, and I always felt like, cool, you know, I took my loss, but
Joshua explained that when he lost to Usyk the first time, it was his fault, but the second fight really hurt him since he actually put his heart into the fight. He said that he was prepared to face Usyk 100%, but it was painful that he ended up losing. However, Joshua had high hopes because it gave him motivation to push forward. Joshua claimed that he had redeemed himself because he needed to pull himself back from the loss, mentally. Anthony claimed that there was always a stigma that surrounded him, that he was a big, stiff bodybuilder that couldn't fight, but he trained well for his second fight. In addition to his previous remarks, Robert Garcia was of the view that the activity and hunger that comes with Anthony Joshua has made him the best fighter. Robert said that the speed at which Joshua is progressing speaks volumes about his training and promoters. If he continues to progress at this rate, then he will become world champion very soon. Garita shockingly pointed out that there will be a new Anthony Joshua coming out in his next fights. Additionally, Barry Hearn asserts that his company has a responsibility to deliver a big British fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, who is currently scheduled to rematch Oleksandr Usyk, while Joshua is lined up to face Daniel Dubois. Moreover, Robert Garcia was asked how he sees the fight play out between Anthony Joshua and his next opponent, Daniel Dubois. Garcia said that with the level of activity Anthony has, he can make the fight look easy.
You know what? It is a close fight because you know, we can't underestimate a world champion. Nobody can, nobody should. But me personally, I think the activity that Anthony Joshua has, the confidence that he's built in his last 4 fights, I think it's gonna be enough to turn it into an easy fight.
On the opposite end, Oleksandr Usyk was asked if he would have a rematch with Anthony Joshua given that he wins against his opponent Tyson Fury. Usyk responded, "I don't particularly want any rematches, but when we beat Tyson Fury for the second time and when Anthony Joshua beats Daniel Dubois, of course they will want to do a third fight." Usyk further added that he has no right to deny Anthony a third fight because he gave him 2 incredible fights. Anthony helped Usyk become even more famous in the world. Oleksandr further commented that if it happens with God's help, then he is ready for a third fight with Anthony. On the other hand, Robert Garcia was then asked how he views the trilogy fight with Usyk and Anthony Joshua. He shockingly stated that if Anthony fights aggressively, then he can truly turn the tables on Usyk and beat him once and for all.
With this activity, I think he could put up a very good fight, especially knowing, you know, that he's got to do something different. I think Ben Davis will probably force him to fight a little more aggressive. I think if he fights aggressive, I think he could beat Usyk. He can't try to outbox or outsmart Usyk because Usyk is very smart. On the outside, he's a great counterpuncher. You can't do that. You can't beat him like that. But if you know the couple times or the few times that Anthony was the great, especially with body shots, I think he had a lot of success. There was one round where he had Usyk in a lot of trouble.
While the rest of the boxing world is drooling in anticipation of a genuine heavyweight world title fight that will unify the division in more than 20 years, Tyson Fury insists his matchup with Oleksandr Usyk in Riyadh is all about the money. Tyson Fury explained the excitement in the second fight with Usyk. "The truth is, it's exciting to me and attractive because of the amount of money I'm getting paid. There are so many belts on the line and nothing competes with that." Fury further commented on the rematch. "This is the fight of the ages. Nothing can compare with this. Not a show fight, not a crossover fight, not YouTube boxing, nothing. This is two undefeated world heavyweight championships colliding for all the belts, and it hasn't been done since whenever." As Oleksandr Usyk is preparing to fight Tyson Fury in an epic rematch, Anthony Joshua has his eyes fixed on Daniel Dubois, who shouldn't be underestimated. Moreover, boxing trainer Teddy Atlas explains that Joshua's losses have played a crucial role in his development, making him more professional and disciplined. He said that Joshua really broke down mentally, but he has been able to recover with his previous fights.
Has turned the corner. He has become a real pro. In the Joyce fight, in the fight against Usyk, he broke down mentally. That's all I'd say. You know, yeah, there was a low blow in that fight, controversy with Usyk, but at the end of the day, he broke down. And then he came back against Miller, and then Herzovic, and he redeemed himself. He became a pro.
Teddy Atlas focuses on the mental challenges that Anthony Joshua might be facing as he prepares for his fight with Daniel Dubois. He highlights that this fight isn't just about physical readiness, it's also about Joshua's internal battle. Atlas suggests that Joshua isn't only fighting Dubois in the ring, but also confronting his own doubts and fears. Atlas paints a picture of a man under immense pressure, someone who knows that this fight could define the rest of his career. Once seen as the next big thing in heavyweight boxing, Joshua now finds himself needing to prove that he's still got what it takes to be at the top. Atlas asserts that for Joshua, it's not just about winning, it's about reigniting the fire within himself and showing the world that he still belongs among the best. Boxer Johnny Fisher was asked to give his prediction on the fight between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. He said that Anthony Joshua would most likely get the win, but it will not be easy for him.
Huge fight coming up on September 21st between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. Who are you favouring to get their hand raised at the final bell?
Definitely Anthony Joshua, but not the margin that people would suspect. I reckon it's like a 55-60 to a 40-45 split in favour of Anthony Joshua.
Johnny has spared both Dubois and Anthony Joshua, so he shockingly claimed that Daniel can whack a person to his core, and that is exactly what he did when Fisher sparred Daniel Dubois. Fisher was of the opinion that Daniel is a very fierce opponent, one that cannot be taken lightly. He further added, "I remember I got hit by one body shot by Dubois, and it was like an electric shock going through my body." Johnny claimed that if Joshua hits with his right hands continuously, then he might overpower Dubois fairly easily. Furthermore, Fisher said that Dubois' distance control is very good. He said that Joshua would need to be vigilant with how he moves in on his opponents because that will give Dubois a chance to counterpunch him. Johnny further commented that it's not the case of who lands the first blow, rather it's the case of boxing IQ, and Joshua has fought opponents that had better IQ than Dubois. Fisher explained that Dubois doesn't go down with big thunderous punches. Rather, he can be beaten if the opponent chips away at his HP slowly and meticulously. A trilogy fight would undoubtedly catch the attention of the boxing world and add a new chapter to the already legendary rivalry between Joshua and Usyk, who both have new challenges ahead of them. Do you believe Anthony Joshua will prevail versus Usyk? What has to change on his end for him to prevail? Tell us in the comments section below and subscribe to receive more videos like this one.